Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Seasonal Tokens Podcast, where Polar interviews people so you can do more investing and less gambling.
One thing that strikes me from what you're saying is about losing the money. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you lose money if you decide to sell, right? If you hold, you don't lose. It's just a potential loss, not an actual loss, right?
It mostly depends on the spread of the price. So again, you buy something at $10 and it goes to 20 and you sell it at 20, you have made your money back and profited $10, right? It all kind of depends on, how the markets shape up in particular. But just because something goes down doesn't mean you've lost the money. I mean, you still hold the asset. It's like owning a stock. So the reason I say just try it and lose a little bit of money, it's to give you exposure. There's no way to guarantee that you're going to make money in the space, but I can guarantee you're going to lose a little bit. So go lose a little bit. You buy something at $10, it goes to $5, you lost $5. Not the biggest price to pay to learn an easy, cheap lesson in what you did right versus what you did wrong. So that's why I say it. I mean, obviously don't take a tremendous amount of money and invest it and gamble it away, but be measured about it and think about what's okay with you to lose. Like for me, I'm okay to lose $1,000 in something. So sometimes I will pick something that I think is interesting or cool or new, and I'll put $1,000 there. And sometimes it goes up and I make a little bit of money. And a lot of times it doesn't. But if I can afford to lose $1,000, then I think about that as me paying a fee to learn a lesson. And that's how you should think about it as well. So don't be afraid to lose a little bit of money. It's very normal in this space, very normal in any space that you invest in.
Absolutely. I agree with you. But I have always had this confusion when I have started my investing journey, not in crypto, but in stocks. Like I have been always thinking that when I buy stocks and they go down, I'm immediately losing my money. It's not this way. Like it took me a lot of time to realize that I will lose this money only if I decide to sell. But if I believe in the company and hold it maybe in 5 or 10 or 30 years, I'll be a millionaire thanks to this stock. But if I'm scared and decide to sell during a bad moment for the company, I'll lose my money. That's for sure. So after so many years of investing in stocks, and when I come here to the crypto investing world, I found out that there are still a lot of people that think the same way about crypto investments, that when they buy something and it goes down, they're immediately losing money. As far as I know, this is true only if you are using some sort of leverage trading on some of the platforms and you are actually not owning the real assets, right?
Yeah, leverage trading is very dangerous. I have friends that do leverage trading. I refuse to do it. If you're good at what you do, you're a good trader, there's a lot of money that can be made with leverage trading. But the problem is when you take out leverage against yourself too. So, you're betting something's going to go up and you're getting a multiple for being right on that. But if you're wrong, you're going to be multiples down. It's going to hurt you even more. So I don't think it's necessary to leverage trade in the space. To each their own opinion. I mean, someone else might like it. I could be completely wrong. And, for a lot of people, it could be great. But it's very dangerous and very risky, especially if you're new. Do not get into leverage trading because you're bound to make a mistake. You're going to lose money. So why would you multiply your losses? Leverage trading is a very advanced way about going about making money in this space. So stay away from it until you really understand what it means to trade.
I agree 100% with you that it's very, very risky. So if someone is just starting out, using leverage is definitely your almost guaranteed way of losing everything that you have. So I believe that you should forget about leverage. You should try to invest only with a margin, spot trading. So definitely not leveraging. So I think that we are in the end of our pretty long conversation. So my last question for you is, after all the things that we have said so far, talking about crypto investing, different markets, about the amazing book that will come to life very, very soon. So what are the final words that you want to share based on your wisdom regarding the crypto industry with our listeners?
Stay calm. Don't panic. This space is notorious for being volatile. With any new kind of technology, there's bound to be tremendous volatility. Be patient. It's incredibly critical in the space. Not enough people do it. That's why people get burns. That's why people lose money. And that's why people get a bad taste in their mouth and don't want to be a part of it anymore. Sometimes you have to understand that anything great moves in cycles, in patterns. The space especially moves very cyclically. And we just went through a massive bull run in the past year and a half. For the past 9 months, we've been entering into a downtrend, and that's normal. It's to be expected. If you think that that's not normal, then you live in a fantasy world. So whatever you think about the space, however you feel right now, whatever you think about Web3 and blockchain, just be patient, breathe. Don't look at things day to day. Just go on with your life and work on things and be productive. And before you know it, the space is going to tick up again and you'll be surprised. Bitcoin will probably go to 100,000. Ethereum will probably go to 10,000. You'll see some crazy things happen. And then you'll look back and feel silly for feeling bad or feeling down about what's happening in the markets right now. So relax, be patient, go have a beer, go live your life. And then just look for opportunities to invest while the market's starting to bottom out, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, there is life outside of crypto, that's for sure. Thank you very much for all your answers, Brandon. It was tremendous pleasure for me to have you on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure to be on. I'm happy to come on anytime again in the future. Just let me know, and hope your audience got a lot of value out of this.
I'm sure that they'll get a lot of value. So thank you very much again. And thank you very much to all the listeners that have been with us till this point. I really appreciate your support. And if you like what you have heard so far, I hope that you subscribe to the podcast, to your favorite directory, no matter if it is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever it is. Your support means a lot to me. So thank you very much again. I'm Power, the CMO of Seasonal Tokens, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
Yeah.